Lots with the kick. Lewis Daniels. And Daniels is out to the 27-yard line. Our Zale starting lineup for West Virginia. We told you about Bulger, but Avon Coburn is having a tremendous season. At 103 yards a game, he leads the Big East. Ivy and Osageda, the wide receivers. Becht is your prototype tight end, and pro scouts really like him. This offensive line, all juniors except John Connie in the middle. Wilson,Owers, Gilliam, and Russell along with them. They must play well today for West Virginia to have a chance to beat Pittsburgh. And there he is, Mark Bulger. His first action in a couple of weeks. And it's Coburn over the left side. And he's dropped by Gerald Hayes. Here's that gambling defense Mike talked about. It's a 4-3 look with Graham, Gibson, Conlon, and Knight up front. The linebackers have been banged up. Hayes became a starter midway through. Gonzalez has missed some time. Thompson has played the entire season. On the corners, Rich and Poteet, Hornack, and Ramon Walker. Adrian told you about him. He's an outstanding tackler. On 2nd and 6, Coburn to the 35-yard line.
Rich, that's the first blitz I've seen out of Pittsburgh. 2 plays. Larry Courier again making an emphasis on our phone conversation the other day that he wants to get to Mark Bulger. So Dan Simrell, the offensive coordinator from West Virginia, comes out with 2 runs, a run, a power zone play, and then a draw.
Simrell wants to protect Bulger because he's playing with a sore thumb and a partially broken finger, and he throws on the run. It's deflected and incomplete. Seth Hornack got a hand on it, and it's 3 and out for West Virginia.
Really, the receiver that was open for Mark Bulger was the fullback Anthony Green, 49, coming out of the backfield, which would have allowed them to move the sticks and get the first down, but he just missed the throw.
Mark Fazzolari, who has been seeing a lot more time than he would like, leads the Big East. The ever-dangerous Hank Poteet, who has taken one back 69 yards this year. Poteet. Poteet out to the 34-yard line. Outstanding field position for the Panthers of Pittsburgh. Their starting lineup. Turman is the trigger man. Chris Fiola, the fullback. Nick Goings will rotate with Kevin Barlow at that tailback spot. But the go-to guys in this offense, wide receivers Lateef Grimm and Antonio Bryan, 119 receptions between them. It's an offensive line that is getting better by the day. Weidel, Downey, McCurley, Anderson, and Hansen. Weidel and Hansen, the 2 tackles, the only seniors in that group. And here is Turman throwing on the run. Out of bounds. He was looking for Lateef Grimm. Perlo Bastine on the coverage. The problem for West Virginia's defense, stopping the run, especially up front. Antoine Lake, Greg Robinette, and Ryan Brady must be able to stop the run today, and they need help from these linebackers in a 3-4 look. Mark Thurston, Kyle Caden, Chris Edmonds. Barrett Green is the captain and the only senior in that quartet. Bastine and Davis, the corners. Boo Sensabaugh and Gary Tompkins, the safeties. Nick Goings over the right side to the 37-yard line. It'll bring up a long 3rd down.
Rich, when you're 3 and 7 and you're playing at home, you don't have a lot to play for, West Virginia. You play for the rivalry. This is your bowl game. And when 20 seniors came out of that tunnel, it's the last time they're going to come out. So your football team is fragile. You need good things to happen here early in the ball game.
3rd down, 7. Turman with time. Got a man and a tumbling catch. Did Grimm hold it? Yes, he did. No. One official said yes. That official in your shot says no. And
I thought he had it, Rich.
I thought he did too. 3 and out for Pitt.
Lateef Grimm on a curl route. Perlo Bastien on the coverage. Looked like he had the catch and they had the first down. Let's take a closer look at this. No, I think it's a good call. I think I saw the ball. Ball came out.
There it is, right there. Good call by the officials. Greg DeBolt backed up to his 25. Bryant lost it and then recovers it. Rather, Bastien, 40 yards on the kick. This backyard brawl off to a quiet start. West Virginia and Pittsburgh scoreless.
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by the all-new 2000 LeSabre by Buick. Re-engineered to be safer than ever. And by Goodyear, innovators of run-flat technology.
The home team has not won this backyard brawl since 1995. Pittsburgh and West Virginia scoreless. Steve Dunlap, defensive coordinator, working it on the sidelines. Bolger, sore right hand and all, will go deep for Jerry Porter, who makes the catch. Porter is loose. He will score. Touchdown, West Virginia. Mark Bolger always plays well in this ball game.
Sometimes you can underthrow the ball and get away with it, and that's what happens on this play. Mark Bolger, play fake. He's trying to get Jerry Porter deep, but he underthrows the ball. Now, Rich, number 8, has a chance for the interception, but he's 5'10". Jerry Porter is 6'3", takes the ball away from him for the score.
Jay Taylor adds the point, and Don Nealon and his Mountaineers are on the board first. Jerry Porter, the senior, 77 yards. 7-0 West Virginia on top of Pittsburgh. Longest completion in Mark Bolger's illustrious career.
And Rich, 3-7, West Virginia. They needed something good to happen early in this ball game. They get a break here, underthrown ball. Demetrius Rich has a chance to intercept it. Jerry Porter uses his height very well.
And the Panthers right now look a little bit unorganized. It'll come out to the 20.
You mentioned early about West Virginia's defense giving up 203 yards rushing. So you figure Walt Harris, 13 and 20 here at Pittsburgh, is going to exploit the defense of West Virginia and try to get his tailback running the football.
Kevin Barlow is in the ball game at the tailback spot, and this is Barlow to the 25-yard line. Mike, he is playing with a heavy heart. Last night at a recreational football game in Pittsburgh, 2 of Barlow's uncles were shot. One of them died. The other is in critical condition right now.
Yeah, and Kevin has had a big year for Pittsburgh, 4.6-yard average per carry, and you know his mind is on what happened yesterday.
He'll get it again on second down. Slips 1, slips 2, has the first down to the 33-yard line. Perlo Bastien made the stop. He's a hometown kid out of Pittsburgh.
This is the problem with West Virginia's defense. They haven't been able to stop running teams. Not much of a pass rush. Kevin Barlow should have a big day against this Mountaineer defense.
Barlow again to the line of scrimmage. Ryan Brady made the stop down below. Adrian Karsten.
Just a thought about the emotional level, or lack thereof, that Coach Nealon had in his mind the past couple of weeks as far as the defense is concerned. Remember, they haven't played a game in 2 weeks, and this is the first time in his 20 years here that he's had a game after Thanksgiving where no bowl game or a winning record was on the line. Students haven't been on campus this week. All the guys had to hang around On Thursday night at the team Thanksgiving meal, he didn't see much emotion in the face of his defense. That had him concerned today, Rich.
We'll keep an eye on it. The emotion after that touchdown pass has obviously risen. Movement and flags. That's why they call it the backyard brawl, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of dislike, but most of these players were recruited by both schools, so they know each other. Sometimes you don't recruit a player and he goes to West Virginia and wants to prove a point. Same way on the other side.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Ethan Wido, the left tackle, moved.
Walt Harris, last year they went 2-9.
And then number 61. Wido with move and Thurston, number 48. Belts him.
So 2nd and 14. Mark Bulger, 77-yard touchdown pass to Jerry Porter. The only scoring thus far. Here comes a blitz. Turman goes down. Barrett Green, the captain of the Mountaineers.
Captain of the defense, Barrett Green, number 33 on the blitz inside. They also brought the short side corner. Not getting Pittsburgh in a key situation where it's a long yardage situation. They bring in, it's a zone blitz is what it is. Barrett Green's coming and the defensive tackle dropped off into pass coverage.
A loss of 11. Bringing up 3rd down and a bunch. Quick kick. Turman gets it away, and the Mountaineers have to be careful not to touch it.
Not a
Pittsburgh
good kick.
downs it at the 46.
Not a good kick, Rich, because the snap was bad. John Turman did a good job just to get that off.
How about the play call?
I think it's a great call. Walt Harris trying to change field position, but backfires because of the snap of McCurley. It was wide, and then John Turman just trying to get it off.
Walt Harris has had both of his quarterbacks, Turman and Priestley, quick kick this year. So he's used it a lot this season.
It's a good weapon. You can flip the field on a team.
3 receiver set. No tight end. Bulger. In and out of the hands of Antonio Brown. A little sophomore out of Miami. Coming up tomorrow, week 12, ESPN Sunday Night Football. Jesse Tuggle and the Atlanta Falcons, Steve Berline and the Panthers. And then Monday Night Football on ABC. Brett Favre and the Packers, Jerry Rice and the 49ers. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive home for primetime NFL football. Here in Morgantown, the Mountaineers with a 7-0 lead. Coburn. Avon Coburn to the 38-yard line, a gain of 16.
That won't pop up in the statistics tomorrow, but Mark Bulger looked over the defense of Pittsburgh and saw 6 people in the box versus the run. So figuring that University of Pittsburgh was going to expect a pass, he checked off to the outside zone play, gets good blocks, and Avon Coburn rips up the field for a first down. Good checkoff.
He leads all freshmen. And with a good day, he breaks 1,000 yards. On a draw, Coburn. The 36. Gerald Hayes made the stop.
Talking to Dan Simro yesterday, the offensive coordinator, about Avon Coburn, who's back-to-back runs. He said if he'll run for over 100 yards, we had a great shot of winning this football game because we'll get good mix and we'll take pressure off Mark Bulger. Colburn's a freshman, and they say at the same time in Amos Zaraway's career that they believe Colburn's better.
Yeah, they took 100-yard games for granted with Zaraway. Oh! Antonio Brown meets Seth Hornak. the hard way.
That's a play that West Virginia runs. It can be a run and it can be a pass. You're looking at the defensive end. The defensive end, the quarterback watches the defensive end. It's just like an option play. If the defensive end comes down hard right here, okay, now he throws the football. If the defensive end does not come down, he runs the ball, and unfortunately for Antonio Brown, he threw it.
West Virginia calls that play the bubble screen. And that time it was good hit, quite literally, by Seth Hornak, the senior. Brown is on his feet and off the field. And now a 3rd down and 8.
Just wondering whether Thanksgiving came or is still coming next week after taking that hit.
Bulger to the sidelines. And it's caught by Anthony Green, the big fullback.
That was a play that was open early in the ball game. Anthony Green, and now Mark Bulger takes the throw for the good first down. They're working against Demetrius Rich. You could see the plan unfold. He's a freshman defensive back, number 8, 5'10", 170. Most of the passing plays are going in his direction, so they're going to try to find out about him.
Don Nehlen thought about going for it on 4th and 1. Instead, Jay Taylor is in from 46 yards. His career long at 52. Just missed it. Didn't hit it well.
Mark that down, because when you get in that situation, you have to come away with points. And if you can go ahead by 2 scores, again, you push Pittsburgh to come out of their offense.
The Mountaineers get nothing and don't like it. 7-0 West Virginia.
Right, break and make a tackle. Great job, Seth, on the head. Right, good work. Now let's go. Let's play ball. Good work.
Pittsburgh defense getting a lecture. West Virginia on top of Pittsburgh. Don Nehlen electing not to go for it. Not popular here at Mountaineer Field.
No, it would have been popular if he made the field goal. Now it's not popular because he missed the field goal. But when you have 4th and 1, you're 3 and 7. You have the option to go for it.
Now Turman scrambling to the 35-yard line. Barrett Green made the hit.
But going back to that, Richo, if you get to 3, which is what Don Nehlen wanted, he figures his field goal kicker can hit that field goal. Now you're up by 10, and your team feels good about themselves.
The relationship between Don Nehlen and the fans here has kind of taken almost an adversarial slant to it over the last couple of weeks. Nehlen has been critical of the fans for not showing up in number, and the fans voicing their displeasure in that situation. Neither party is happy with their record right now. Kevin Barlow over the right side.
Don Nehlen's a very sound and good football coach. He's won a lot of games here at West Virginia and won a lot of bowl games. So his record speaks for itself. He's one of the better coaches in the country.
Yeah, fans forget that in a real hurry, don't they?
Yeah, from memory lapses.
It's got to get just short of the 40-yard line, indicated by ESPN 1st and 10, presented by AMD Alcon Processor. Turman's throw, that gets past that 1st and 10 line. And that's Lateef Grimm with the catch. He's out across midfield. 1st down, Pittsburgh.
This is big for Walt Harris early in this ball game, because you can get right back in this football game and tie it and get a big emotional swing because of what just happened, the missed field goal, and then you take it down and score.
Lateef Grimm is just a junior. In fact, he's out of Stockton, which is where Walt Harris played his college football, at the University of the Pacific. Goings. He is just that, but not gone to the 22-yard line. Nick Goings, the junior out of Dublin, Ohio, 27 yards.
Booth Sensenball safety, number 19, finally makes a tackle, but a nice job by the offensive line. Wido and Downey on the left side, McCurley the center. Good block by Fiola, also the fullback.
Could have been a face mask, should have been a face mask on Goings. Option, Turman pitches to Torrey Cox. And he is wiped out by Kyle Caden.
Well, nice job by Kyle Caden, because in the whole defense of West Virginia, option play, if you can get it strung out so that they're moving laterally, then you can make the play. Tony Cox, the tailback, and watch just what I'm talking about here. Here's the linebacker, and everybody stretching the defense, stretching the offense, and then Caden makes the play on Cox. So you play the option.
Caden's had a fine year. He's just a sophomore. On second and long, Turman wide open. Kurt McMullen, the tight end, and McMullen is down to the 6-yard line.
Wide open. John Turman just waiting for McMullen to come free. Hitting him on the over the middle. Good protection. Tight end working up the field and across, and finally sends the ball's closest defender to him. This game has changed emotions.
On first and goal, Goings to the 2. Gary Tompkins and Kyle Caden made the stop.
You don't want to beat a dead horse, but when you're 3 and 7, you're fragile. And when you get something bad to happen to you, then how are you going to react? Because you've been in this situation all year and you haven't reacted well. So now Pittsburgh can punch West Virginia a little bit and knock some air out of them.
Goings is in for the touchdown. Nick Goings. And Pittsburgh is on the board.
Good strong running back, Nick Goings. Broke his finger in the Kent State game. Gets in the end zone for a touchdown, and Pittsburgh has a chance to tie this one.
Will attempt the extra point.
Go down.
Nick Lotz. Nick Goings, the junior. He and Barlow combined for 136 yards per game, and the running game is going for Pittsburgh.
Off the right side, Chris Fiola, the fullback, leads with a good block. The whole right side of the line with a nice blocking. Hanson, Anderson, and McMullen to that side. It's a West Virginia team that has not fared well defensively against the run.
It's easy to pinpoint defense against the pass. You get a good rush, you get good coverage. Why is West Virginia so poor against the run? Because historically they've been very good.
Well, I'd like to say reasons why, but talent-wise, they're not good. They're not as good in the defensive line as they've been. They don't get off blocks very well. When you get tied up on a block and you can't get off, then you try to arm tackle. They're ranked 99th out of 114 in Division I.
They lost 2 defensive linemen to the NFL last year. John Thornton in the 2nd round to Tennessee. Kevin Landolt in the 4th round to Jacksonville. Gary Stills, a great linebacker, went in the 3rd round to Kansas City.
And they're not very big in the defensive line. That's the other thing. When you look at their size and big offensive lines like Pittsburgh's offensive line, they're going to have their way with them. Then what you get into, Rich, you got to give up linebackers then, or secondary backs to try to slow down the run. Then you're in man coverage and vulnerable for man passing routes.
Lewis Daniels, Quincy Wilson deep. Daniels watches it go through the end zone. Later on today on ABC, regional coverage starting at 1 Eastern. Great quarterback matchup. Joe Hamilton, Quincy Carter, Georgia, Georgia Tech. And the winner of Arizona, Arizona State looks like they'll go bowling. Then 8 o'clock national coverage of Notre Dame and a Rose Bowl bound Stanford. Rodney Gilmore is on top of the world right now with Stanford going to the Rose Bowl. ABC Sports, home of the bowl championship.
He's going to be in the parade this year, the Rose Bowl parade.
Actually, he's doing the game on ESPN radio. So he's a happy.
Mean he's not going to be in the parade, right?
He's a happy guy. To the 23-yard line. Brian Knight made the stop.
Now, if you're calling plays for West Virginia, now you know you can't get behind because your ball club has not responded well all year. So you've got to really attack this Pittsburgh defense and throw the football. Bolger's had, we talked about games against Pittsburgh, 53 of 83, 7 touchdowns. He's had his way.
On the draw, Coburn to the 29. He is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in America, Mark Bolger is. Let's head to the studios. Chris Fowler. Chris, what's up?
Well, Russell Athletic takes us to Rocky Top. The last 2 visits there by Vandy have been near upsets, but it's not looking like that so far. Travis Henry headed for the house, a 62-yard touchdown, 10-zip balls late first.
Vanderbilt needs that win to have any hopes of going to the bowl.
I think Woody Woodenhopper's done a fine job there in Nashville. Now to the 35-yard line. Ryan Gonzalez made the stop on Avon Coburn.
It's Dan Simrell, used to be the head coach at the University of Toledo, and he was down in Memphis as a defensive coach for Chuck Stobart when he was the head coach there. Very fine football coach. Good game plan. And in talking to him yesterday, he's very concerned about where Adrian was talking about Ramon Walker lines up. Best defensive player on the Pittsburgh team.
Coburn again to the 34. Gerald Hayes made the stop. So far, the Mountaineers have been unable to get the football to their wide receivers.
Yeah, one throw to Jerry Porter, and the ball was tipped for a touchdown. Used his height. And I think they found something here running the football, but to win this football game, they're going to have to throw against Pittsburgh. And they're keeping Ramon Walker with their sets. They're spreading 3 wide receivers out, and they're keeping him in center field. So keeping him away from the line of scrimmage.
Redshirt freshman leads the Panthers in tackles. Bolger, sore hand and all. Incomplete. Flags come down late. Anthony Beck, the tight end. That man Walker tangled up in blue.
Well, that's the thing they talked about Ramon Walker. When you have a safety that's leading you in tackles, and he leads the University in Pittsburgh in tackles with 121, you know he's active. You know he's going to get up around the line of scrimmage. So what do you want to do? You want to play action pass him. 25, Ramon Walker, he's dipping up there trying to get in the run. Now he knows he's got the tight end, but he interferes with him before the ball is thrown.
First down.
Try to play. Anytime you got an active free safety, it's going to come up inside. You want to play action him and try to throw the post behind him every now and then.
You know, if Beck doesn't stop his pattern, Walker never hits him.
Yeah.
It's almost like drawing a charge. A 4-receiver set.
Got the foul.
He will not shoot free throws, however. Big hit from the secondary. Walker coming up strong.
And that's what we're talking about. On this play, Mark Bolger didn't do a good job of reading where Ramon Walker, number 25, was. He was up in a free safety blitz. Didn't take advantage of that play. Anytime you see him lined up tight like that, West Virginia needs to get out of a run play. They didn't. They made a mistake on that play.
Bolger to the sidelines. And Corey Ivy made the catch. Short of the first down.
Kareem Thompson defending on the play. Third down. At the Pitt 40.
That's the play where you're talking about drawing the charge, but I think Anthony Beck was trying to sit down. He thought he was open, didn't want to keep running to the defender that was past him, so I think he's trying to sit down in the hole, and it just so happened Ramon Walker ran over him. Big third down here for West Virginia.
On 3rd and 4, blitz coming. Brown makes a catch, has the first down. He's out of bounds at the 39.
Keep saying how important this is to West Virginia, that they be able to answer Pittsburgh's score, because again, when you look at your season and you know you have not responded well, you're looking for positives here today to answer anything Pittsburgh does.
I'm amazed that Bulger could even throw the football.
A lot of injuries this year. He's a gutsy quarterback.
He has a broken finger, and we're told his thumb is still broken, and it's his right hand. And he's on the money there. Ivy, another catch. Down to the sidelines, Adrian Karsten.
Well, technically, yes, his thumb is still broken. When you put that together with the broken index finger and the knee that he took in the first game of the season, ironic that his final game of this year really is the first one where he's been healthy. Everything that he has been through this year was all kind of encapsulated this week in practice when he put all of these injuries behind him, lifted up his team because by taking the snaps from the shotgun, from underneath the center, he really kind of brought this offense alive again, is the way Coach Neal described it. He, you know, his final game here as a senior, he's going to play in the Hula Bowl, but to come back from all those injuries really gave life to this offense.
Adrian, he would like nothing better than to beat the Panthers in his collegiate finish. 7-7, Pittsburgh, West Virginia. I had the East Carolina game, his first game of the season. He completed his first 13 passes of that football game, and then an East Carolina player rolled on his knee. And that kind of was the beginning of the end of West Virginia's season. Coburn still alive, and he's down to the 25-yard line.
22,
Bulger's hit his last 4 passes here. You talked about East Carolina getting off to a fast start. Coburn keeping his feet moving and spinning reminds you of Amos Zaraway. And there's the comparison.
And Coburn is on pace to reach Zaraway type numbers in Amos's first year. Bulger. A nifty move. Lost the football, but it's out of bounds.
Mark Bulger, the ball carrier.
And the Mountaineers are hoping he's all right. Brian Knight made the stop.
Brian Knight.
Haven't seen too many quarterbacks execute that 180 spin like
A little
that.
pirouette as he come out of there. Came out of there. Trying to find a receiver open downfield. Pittsburgh with a good rush. And they make him pay. Get a good hit, Brian Knight.
Big 3rd down and 8 now. A strike to Becht. And Becht has the first down at the 18. Pro scouts really like Anthony Becht, 6'6", 265.
And Rich, this is just an option route, and what that means, an option route, he goes down and he will hook away from coverage. He releases, he hits the linebacker here. Now he moves a little bit in this direction to get open for the throw. Scott McCurley's the linebacker. Good collision, that's what you want to do. Push off like you do in basketball, get the pass reception.
12th play of this West Virginia drive. Here come the Panthers. Bulger for the corner, and it's incomplete. Jerry Porter, his intended receiver. Hank Poteet was on the scene, and that's usually good news for the Panther defense.
Yeah, Poteet's a very good corner, very good cover corner. Jerry Porter trying to use his 6'3" frame here to out-jump Poteet, who's 6 foot, but a nice job by number 31, Poteet, just bouncing the ball away from the receiver. Now,
Lynch is matched up against Porter. Top of your screen. It's Coburn. He's in. Touchdown, West Virginia.
A lot of missed tackles in the secondary. Ramon Walker, who's usually a sure-handed tackler, missed Avon Coburn, and Coburn showed you some moves in the hole there. He made a couple cuts on that play to get that touchdown. Very impressed with this young running back.
He made Ramon Walker miss. Taylor, who missed a field goal, almost missed that extra point.
This is big, Rich. This is big for West Virginia because they didn't kick the field goal. They missed it, and Pittsburgh came right down and scored. You need your senior quarterback, Mark Bolger, to get you right back. Watch the missed tackles here. Watch this tackle. Instead of getting squared up, he's too far. He's leaning too far. There's another missed tackle for the touchdown. Free safety just got to size him up and stop him right there. And play and live for another play. Big, big by West Virginia.
Big block by Tanner Russell to spring Coburn. Pittsburgh playing for what they hope to be a bowl bid. They're at 5-5 right now. In the Big East, here's your scenario. Virginia Tech, Boston College, Syracuse in. Miami needs a win, and they've got 2 games left. Pittsburgh right now at 5-5.
I don't think Syracuse is in yet. They are bowl eligible, and that's what you're referring to. But I think the Music City Bowl will have a choice. If Pittsburgh wins, they'll have a choice between Syracuse and Pittsburgh. The other bowl game that's out there is the Motor City Bowl. George Perlis, Ken Hoffman up there with the fine bowl, and they'll have to make a choice from a lot of teams. They're sitting in a pretty good position.
One team they know will go there, the champion of the MAC. You and I are right. It's our West Virginia tour.
Marshall and Western Michigan next week.
Torrey Cox drops it, kicks it, it's loose.
Pittsburgh got it. There'll be a lot of pulling on that football underneath that pile.
Oh, that's a nasty place. They'll be more than just pulling on the football. They'll be pulling on a lot of things.
There'll be a lot of asking how each other's Thanksgiving was. Just didn't do a good job seeing it in, but in a day game like this, you sometimes lose the ball in the light.
R.J. English, watch 84. He's the one that makes the recovery eventually. Final seconds, first quarter. Kevin Barlow out to the 27-yard line. And the first quarter in the books. It's known as the backyard brawl. And so far through one, it has not disappointed. The Mountaineers of West Virginia on top of Pittsburgh 14-7. Every now and again, a very good program must take a dip. And this is one of those years for West Virginia. But that dip would be a lot less painful with a season-ending win over Pitt. Kevin Barlow lost the ball, and I think John Turman got it back.
Chris Edmonds with a hit on Barlow, and you're right. You beat your rival. You know, when I was coaching, whether it was Pittsburgh or Kansas or Cincinnati or wherever, Murray State, you knew you had to beat your rival. You had to beat them more than they beat you. That's the game, and we'll talk a little bit more about it after this play.
A long third down. Turman flushed out. Batted down. Ryan Brady. Pittsburgh must punt.
Ryan Brady was a fullback out of high school. They moved him to linebacker when he came to West Virginia, then to defensive end. Now he's bulked up to be a defensive tackle, so you know he's got good athletic ability. Knocked the ball down. Well, we're talking about rivalries, Rich, and when I was coaching at Pittsburgh, some of the same people who were boosters and donors, Century Steel, Ray Anthony Crane, those kind of people, they were the same. They were supporting Pittsburgh, and they were supporting Don Nalen here in West Virginia. So it got to be competitive between coaches because you wanted to win. You wanted to talk about that game for 365 days a year.
You know, Neyland and his staff have a very good relationship, or they have in the past, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They do a lot
Very
of
good.
A lot of
Steve Dunlap.
Yeah,
he goes up and visits the defensive staff, and that's why I say there's so much West Virginia interest in recruiting in Pittsburgh that this is a game that weighs heavy on all those things.
2 years ago, it was one of the best games of that college football season. A triple overtime win by Pittsburgh in the stadium. Flag down. The punter was hit.
It's a big mistake by Boo Sensenball, I believe. Number 19. It's going to be a first down for Pittsburgh.
Not showing a whole lot of Sensabaugh.
Well, let's see. Is it going to be a first down or? See what he's going to call here.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Yeah, bad mistake. You have him stopped and then you give a personal foul. See, here's one thing. When you teach block and punch, you never leave your feet because you can't control where you're going to come down at. You always put your hands out, but never leave your feet.
Sensabaugh really held up on the hit, though, and almost tried to cradle DeBolt.
Yeah, but he ran into him. Anytime you leave your feet, that can be expected.
New life for the Panthers. Turman to the sidelines. It's picked off, and it's it's Perlo Bastine. Bastine to the 44-yard line. And West Virginia's defense, maligned most of the season, comes up with a big play.
6th interception of the year for Perlo Bastine. And I like the call by Walt Harris because you just get a break and you figure the defense may be down a little bit. You're trying to get the ball to Lateef Grimm. John Turman just underthrew this football. Grimm's open. Perlo Bastine plays the ball well, gets a couple good blocks. West Virginia with good field position.
This is not a bad West Virginia secondary. They've got guys like Bastine on the corner. They really miss Nate Terry, who was one of their fine corners, who was injured and out for the year. Bulger setting up a little screen to Anthony Green, the fullback. He's across midfield. And Green is inside the 40, down to the 46-yard line. Quickly to the studios, Chris Fowler. Chris?
Well, Rich, T. Martin has never lost a start in Neyland Stadium, and against Vandy, things are looking pretty good so far. Little screen here to Leonard Scott, who takes it all the way to the house, and the Volunteers look like they may be headed all the way to Tempe as a BCS at-large team.
I was going to say, I'll bet they've played Rocky Top 15 times by now.
Trying to go 9-2 on the year with that win. West Virginia on top and on the move. Draw to Coburn. Coburn inside the 30.
Well, I like the way he runs with the football. He covers the football as he gets in traffic. Avon Coburn, a very impressive freshman running back. Gets up inside there. Now breaks to the right side. Watch him double the football. Gets in traffic. Brian Knight with the tackle. He's got 66 yards. They said if they can get him to 120, they feel like they're being great shape.
Last week, 98 in the loss to Boston College. Bulger. Caught by Mark Plants, the backup fullback. Gerald Hayes on the coverage.
Hey, Pittsburgh did a good job of covering that play. They had 3 receivers to one side, and what you do is you read, and Mark Bolger looks at the deep receiver, then the next intermediate receiver, then he dumped it off to the flat because Pittsburgh really covered it well.
3 of 5 on 3rd down today. As you can see, West Virginia trying to get just inside that 27-yard line. Bolger has his man. Flag is down. It's Beck.
It's going to be a holding, though.
It'll come back. Adrian Karsten down below. Adrian?
Standing by with Mark Bolger's father, Jim, who played behind our Joe Theismann at Notre Dame back in the early 70s. I hate to mention that.
70s, yes.
Must be fun to be here to watch your son, a senior, after the tough season he's had with injuries, now wearing your old number 4 for the first time out here senior year.
It was very exciting. It was it made my day when he told me he was going to wear number 4. It made the season very special, yes.
You know, the way he was recruited, or shall I say, wasn't recruited by Pitt, growing up a block away from the stadium, and they never talked to him about playing quarterback at Pitt. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. They didn't talk to Mark. I guess they wanted some other type of quarterback, but no interest in Mark at all.
What's his future now? We know he's going to be playing in the Hula Bowl, and what is he hearing about after that?
Well, we'll have the combines coming up in February after the Hula Bowl, and then a lot of personal workouts, so we'll just take it as it comes.
Jim, as a veteran of college football, the pros, as a father on senior day, congratulations. Enjoy it. Okay. All right, Rich.
Nice work, Adrian. Bolger. Beck! Oh, and he's hit, but he holds on. Ramon Walker with a big hit.
He is a load, Anthony Becht, and a good receiver. He finds a way to get open. But I want to go back to what Adrian was talking about with Mark Bolger's father. Sometimes your needs are different at the quarterback position, and you have maybe somebody in mind before somebody starts to play well. But a nice throw by Mark Bolger there to Anthony Becht.
You know, when Bolger came to this campus, he told me earlier this year he never thought that he would be a starter here. He just thought he would make the team and maybe be a backup. He did not have a whole lot of confidence when he started his career. This is Coburn to the 21-yard line. It's a gain of a yard.
And to add what you're talking about there, because there's a lot of stories in college football about quarterbacks who go in and they learn their position. They learn it as well as the coach knows it. And so they become an extension of the coach. Dan Simrell and Mark Bolger have such a great relationship. They talk in terms of defensive terms, and they both know what they're talking about. They can communicate between each play. And Mark Bolger runs this offense efficiently.
His 3rd year as a starter, he was stunned as a sophomore to end up a starter because of injuries and attrition, and he really blossomed in this system. Timeout on the field. Mark Bolger in West Virginia trying to keep Pitt out of the postseason.
He's good. I need to tell a story about him. He's good. But I was trying to say what he...
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by the new Regal GS by Buick, official car of the supercharged family. And by ESPN Sports Century, 100 years, 1,000 moments in bookstores now.
Blue skies over Touchdown City, Morgantown. West Virginia marching and on top of Pittsburgh.
Got the backup corner in Rob Butler, number 20.
Bolger going right at the backup. Antonio Brown slips one and he's out of bounds. Good call, Coach.
Well, when you look down on the field and I haven't seen Demetrius Rich for a long time, ever since that throw, and all of a sudden now you got the backup in. He's a freshman. Rob Butler, on the other side you got Hank Poteet, so work this side. Antonio Brown, number 5, missed tackle by Butler. Good yardage. Ramon Walker finally made the tackle.
There's a look at Rich. Adrian Karsten informed us, not injured. He's merely in the Pittsburgh Panther doghouse, so to speak.
I've been there myself.
I think we all have been. And I don't know if there's a freshman corner in America that hasn't been there. That is one
tough to play.
That is one area where there really is a huge learning curve.
You know, you're talking, Rich, you brought up a good point about quarterbacks. Mark Bulger being a studious quarterback. Peyton Manning really started that. He studied offense as well as any quarterback I've ever seen in college football.
Coburn still on his feet to the 5. He's a tough little nut. To the studios, Chris Fowler. Chris?
Well, in Knoxville, Vanderbilt trying to hang around right after the Vols took a 17-0 lead. The Commodores march the field, and Rodney Williams punches it in. Vandy has the ball back, now down 10 early second quarter. Guys?
The Mountaineer, pretty happy guy right now. Lock and load.
It's an honor to be the Mountaineer.
Bulger. Looking. Throwing. Caught! Touchdown, Osageda. Better reload that thing again.
Yep. He's going to need a lot of firepower today. 9 out of 10 passes. After starting 1 out of 4, Mark Bulger now has hit 9 out of 10.
Taylor, the extra point good, which is amazing because in pregame warm-ups, the ball was really sailing on Mark Bulger. He's on the mark, and West Virginia is on top. Carlos Osageda with a juggling catch, and West Virginia leads Pitt 21-7.
They've had some leads this year where they didn't hold them. Pittsburgh's still very much in this football game. Just got to get a little mix in their offense.
Walt Harris and the Panthers have come close. A lot of the Panther losses this year. That would make it a much better winter here in Morgantown.
You'd be able to come out in public.
Hank Poteet watches that one sail out of the end zone. Mark Bulger on the headset, possibly talking with Adrian Karsten. Adrian?
Yeah, that's the reason. He's talking to Adrian.
Bulger informing Adrian that he always seems to play well when he faces the Pitt Panthers.
And give credit to Dan Simrell and that offensive staff. Dave McMichael, the offensive line coach, giving good protection for this fine senior quarterback.
Now Pittsburgh tries to jumpstart their offense. Goings to the 24. Barrett Green made the stop.
John Turman, the starter today, and you talked about David Priestley. The backup quarterback is ready in case the Panthers need him.
It's one of the trademarks of Walt Harris, his ability to work with quarterbacks. He did it with the New York Jets. Quarterback coach at Ohio State before he arrived in Pittsburgh. They get the play off, but it goes nowhere. Goings to the 24. He lost a yard.
Rich, that's a play that I'm sure Walt Harris is going to talk to John Turman about. He needs to get out of that play because they jumped into an 8-man front. And John Turman started to check off, but you need to check off to a throw there or something to the tight end side, but they never got the play off.
Priestley on the right with the jacket on. Injured his shoulder against Miami. If absolutely necessary, he says he can go today.
We may see him.
Blitz again. Turman rolls out and throws short. Grimm was open again on the sidelines.
Yeah, we may see Priestley because all of a sudden now John Turman has bounced a couple in there and had the interception by Perlo Bastine. So would not be surprised second half somewhere we see Priestley.
That's been the way all year. Priestley has bailed out Turman. Turman has bailed out Priestley. Greg DeBolt. Remember, he and Sensabaugh had a collision on his last kick. This one's away cleanly. Bastine, fair catch. Made. at the 37-yard line. West Virginia on top of Pittsburgh. Mark Bulger has West Virginia on top.
Well, Mark Bulger has threw a 2 touchdown passes. One he threw into the wind right off the bat against Demetrius Rich. He hit Jerry Porter, jump ball. Jerry Porter used his 6'3" frame to catch that touchdown pass and outraced. And Mark Bulger sliding into the hole, throwing the ball with the wind for the 2nd touchdown.
Bulger, his numbers against the
9
Panthers.
touchdowns.
You know, 6 of those touchdowns came 2 years ago in that wild triple overtime game.
Statue of Liberty.
Coburn to the 47.
See, all of a sudden you get a lead and you get tricky. You start to call plays a little loose. Don Nalen, Dan Simro with the little pump fake and the Statue of Liberty to Coburn.
He has not been in that situation much this year.
No, but I was at Miami and I was watching Miami practice down there. I was talking to Butch Davis and Larry Coker, the offensive coordinator, Chuck Pagano, the defensive coaches, and they said West Virginia, they thought West Virginia would beat Virginia Tech before that game because they really thought they were playing well against them.
They darn near did. Bulger going deep. Caught! Porter! Touchdown! 54 yards.
They're working on the corner. You have Demetrius Rich in there, freshman. Then you bring Rob Butler in there, and that's what Mark Bulger and the offensive coaches of West Virginia are looking for. They're working Jerry Porter against those 2 freshmen on the left side. They've hit him now for 2 touchdowns. Jerry Porter having a big half.
What a wild career it's been for Porter. He came here as a quarterback, then was a receiver. 12 starts on defense last year, back to a receiver this year. And right now, West Virginia has opened up a 3-touchdown lead.
Well, Jerry Porter was recruited out of Coolidge High School in Washington, D.C. as a quarterback. Little move right here now. He's just going to run right by Rob Butler. Puts himself in a good position right here to catch the football. Butler just underplayed it for the touchdown.
77 and 54 yards. Touchdown catches by Jerry Porter. Mountaineers up big. A pair of freshman corners on the bench.
Yeah, and they're getting secondary education class 102 today, and then you can't fault them. They're freshmen, but Jerry Porter just makes a little move on Rob Butler, but Rob Butler's in great shape on this play.
Is that like a double major?
That's a double major.
I don't think they signed up for that class.
They've had a good year, but today they're Mark Bulger and the staff are picking on them. Here's the play. Jerry Porter is just going to come out, fake like he's run the hitch, now stops. But Rob Butler's in great shape. He stops running right here. He stops. And the ball overthrown. If he keeps running, he may intercept it. He's going to deflect the ball.
Jay Taylor with a kick. Hank Poteet. Poteet. Out to the 40-yard line. 38 yards on the return. Later on today, ESPN College Football continues. Mountain West football on the Deuce at 2:30 Eastern. Air Force looking for win number 7 against New Mexico. Then 7 Eastern on ESPN. The Pokes and the Aztecs share the Mountain West title and a bowl berth on the line for the Cowboys. ESPN, your home for bowl week.
There's going to be some good teams in that league, not go to bowls. We've got 5 teams with winning records.
That throw is deflected and caught. Kirk McMullen, or rather Chris Fiola, the fullback, ended up with it. The senior.
Rich, we talk about the 2 freshman cornerbacks, but sometimes you have to play them, and they're going to get better. I mean, they're getting an education out here, and as long as they keep their heads up, there's players in the NFL that get beat deep, and then they're making them millions of dollars.
You and I could get beat for free.
Yeah, that's right.
Kevin Barlow
I've been beat free.
with the carry to the 45-yard line.
But they need to hang in there. The coaching staff needs to get with them at halftime and just keep building up their confidence, because I don't know of any corner that can say he wasn't beaten in the ball game at one time.
Third down. Got to get to the 49. Turman has his man, and it's dropped.
Sherman's pass.
Ben Kopp, the senior tight end.
Yeah, John Turman threw the ball exactly where you had to throw it against that defense. Ben Kopp just couldn't hold on. And far too many 3-and-outs for Pittsburgh right now, because your defense is coming on the field again, and Mark Bolger has such a hot hand.
Greg DeBolt. Fair catch. Called for and made by Perlo Bastine. 40 yards on the kick. Down below is Adrian Karsten.
Well, Rich, those two bad passes by Turman are direct result of an adjustment they're trying to make in the passing game here. Walt Harris told him, look, Bulger was having trouble, so are you. Keep the ball lower if at all possible, because we're going into the wind. Now, there's another element here. You need to remember that after Pitt beat Notre Dame, all the students rushed the field and tore up the turf, so Pitt had nowhere to practice. So they went over to the campus of Carnegie Mellon and had two things there. They didn't have the artificial turf like they have here at Mountaineer Field, but they did have the kind of crown, which is rather severe, that they have here in Morgantown. Point being, Rich, when you throw to the sidelines and you try to keep the ball low, and you're talking about 8 to 10 inches drop off from the middle of the field to the sideline, that's going to make a difference.
You mean Carnegie Mellon doesn't have an indoor facility?
Rich, holding call. I don't know about that, but a holding call against West Virginia. Hardly ever see that called before the ball's kicked. So now Pittsburgh gets a first down on that play.
Don Nealon not real happy, and John Turman is right back out. Next year, it's Three Rivers Stadium for the Panthers. The following year, they will share a stadium with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a brand new one. So it's 1st and 10 in Mountaineer territory. Turman waiting and looking and throwing. Oh! Good night, Barrett Green. Antonio Bryant, the true freshman.
Yeah, that's the quarterback's problem there. You don't let a receiver get hung out like that. Antonio Bryant, who's an outstanding young freshman receiver for Pittsburgh, 51 receptions as a freshman, has really learned the offense. Barrett Green, you lead him into that hit. Wow.
Goings, and Nick Goings with a big carry for Pittsburgh. He's down to the 33-yard line. 12 yards on the pickup.
What do you have? West Virginia now trying to heat Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator, trying to heat up John Turman. And this is a nice call, because they had a short side corner blitz on. They brought the corner and they hit the draw right inside the corner blitz.
On 1st and 10. Turman. Goings couldn't quite get it. 2nd down and 10.
Well, Pittsburgh has to take advantage of that holding penalty. The punt, which allowed the drive to keep going. Now, John Turman has to hit a big play here, get his Panthers back in this football game. They're not out of this game. It could be, when you look at West Virginia's defense, they've given up a lot of points this year. Just matter of regrouping, getting 7 right here, go in at halftime and get regrouped. This game's by no means over.
David Priestley watches. Blitz coming. Turman. Flag down. And that one a little too low, looking for Lateef Grimm. Lateef Grimm and Antonio Bryant are the two go-to guys on this offense. And right now, they're being shut down.
They really are. And this penalty, I think, is going to be offsides on West Virginia.
It'll cost the Mountaineers not only the 5 yards, but more importantly, the down.
Down. Mark Thurston, I believe.
Offsides, defense, 5 yards, remains second down.
You're talking about Antonio Bryan, Lateef Grimm. They're both outstanding receivers. Lateef Grimm tops the Big East in receiving yards and receptions. Antonio Bryan had 215 receiving yards against Virginia Tech.
Straight ahead goes Chris Viola.
You wonder where this defensive effort's been all year for West Virginia, and they really have come to play today. And West Virginia had the open date before Thanksgiving, and Adrian was talking about that. Players, all the kids at school went home. West Virginia players here by themselves. Don Nehlen wasn't sure how they were going to react today.
On 3rd and 5. Here comes the blitz. Turman caught at the 28. Kyle Caden made the stop.
Kevin Freeman, number 42, came off the short side. He's lined up on the wide receiver to the right. It's a zone blitz again. Freeman comes in, makes the tackle. Pittsburgh going to go for it.
Down 28-7, 4 minutes left first half.
They have to.
Let's see if the Mountaineers come after him. Here they come. Turman with time. This time he hooks up to Grimm, who drops the football.
Rich, this is an excellent call by the Pitt offensive coaches. They keep two-back offense. They keep both backs in. They know they're going to get heated up. Lateef Grimm's against the corner, one-on-one, should be caught. Perlo Bastine off of him. Lateef Grimm just couldn't hold on to it. That's a play called. That was a great call. You just didn't get the results because the receiver didn't hold on.
And that's a pattern that Turman has misthrown numerous times today. He was on the mark there. A frustrated Walt Harris. And now Mark Bulger is back on the field with a hot hand. 12 of 16, 3 touchdowns. Movement. Replay. Coburn. Flag is down.
Coburn carried the ball.
Now, Rich, you look at the clock, 3:40 on the clock. West Virginia still has 2 timeouts. A lot of time for Mark Bulger to work. What did he pick up? 7? Got to take the penalty.
Take that down.
Yep.
Nick Cole made the stop.
They're going to turn it down.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, offsides, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Take it. Anytime you have 7 yards, you give up to 2 yards for the down back. So now you got 1st and 5.
Bulger, as Adrian Karsten pointed out, with the wind at his back right now, he's had a great second quarter. Bulger, deep again. And this time he overthrows Corey Ivy. NCAA basketball coming up tonight at 6 Eastern on the Deuce. It's the championship game of the Puerto Rico Shootout. Number 2, Michigan State, and number 20, Texas. Midnight on ESPN. Up to Anchorage. Number 11, Kansas, and Georgia Tech. Championship of the Great Alaska Shootout. Sullivan Arena in Anchorage. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com. Lot to cheer about for West Virginia today. On 2nd and 5, batted down. DeMond Gibson got a hand on it. We hand off to Chris Fowler.
Rich, somber moments in Knoxville. Real concern for Travis Henry, the Tennessee's fine running back. You see landing on his head near the goal line. Henry immobilized and taken off on a stretcher as both Tennessee and Vanderbilt players joining together and kneeling in prayer. We'll update you as soon as we know about his condition.
Thank you, Chris. 3.5 minutes left. First half. Safety blitz. Bulger throws it in a hurry, and it's caught by the little receiver, Antonio Brown.
That's the same play that Pittsburgh ran against the blitz. West Virginia blocked the free safety blitz. Ramon Walker came on an inside blitz. They picked it up, but they made the reception. Antonio Brown made the catch. Here's Walker coming from his free safety position. He gets picked up. The back steps up there, blocks him, Colburn, and they get the first down. So one team executes, the other team didn't.
Coburn into the secondary, and Coburn into Pittsburgh territory.
What a great block. Corey Ivy, number 8, with just a nice block in the secondary to get Avon Coburn free for extra yards. Give again to Avon Coburn, who cuts back very, very well. Here's the block right here by number 8, Corey Ivy. Hank Poteet finally makes the tackle.
And West Virginia right now on the move again. 105 yards for Coburn. Bulger for Becht. He's to the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Anthony Becht. Bulger, his 4th of the day.
Rich, they got him on by formation. They got him on the linebacker, number 55, Ryan Gonzalez. And Anthony Becht's going to win that. I'm impressed with Anthony Becht, too, as a tight end. And Ryan Gonzalez couldn't run with Becht, the tight end. Good play call again by Dan Semrel. Everything's working for West Virginia on offense. It's a clinic.
Anthony Becht, the co-captain. Mark Bulger, also a captain. These two guys having quite an afternoon.
Seen a lot of good tight ends this year. And now right here, you got him against the linebacker Gonzalez, but he lets him inside of him. And that's not a good matchup when you let him inside like that.
I think Becht is a guy that Bulger and Don Nehlen would have liked to have gone to more this year. He is a very talented tight end.
He gets open. He has 31 catches going into this game. Last year against Pittsburgh, he caught 5 passes. He gets a good position on the football. Now, Anthony Becht's going to come out. I'm sure a lot of pro football teams are going to be interested in him. Look at those numbers, 14 out of 20, 4 touchdown passes.
There was 6 touchdowns last year for Bulger in this matchup.
Gives him 11, and Dan Semrel and Don Nehlen were worried about him before the game because they said, we know he's nervous, we know he wants to play well against Pittsburgh, but let the game come to him. He started out 1 for 4, but the game has come to him.
Taylor with a low kick. And Poteet's going to bring it out. Poteet is popped to the 22-yard line. Chris Fowler, what's up?
Well, at halftime, Rich, we'll have some scores and highlights, of course. We'll also have a discussion about Nebraska. Did the close margin yesterday really cost them in the BCS hunt? Frank Beamer of Tech has a strong opinion. Plus, we'll talk Bulls when Lee and Kirk join me on the Holiday and Halftime Report.
Mike, I know you broke your calculator out last night trying to figure the whole ramifications of yesterday's games in the BCS.
Put it right away. That's Virginia Tech versus Florida State. That's the way it should be.
Turman. Caught on the sidelines.
Watched a game here in 1989 when West Virginia had a 31-3 lead and got tied. So no lead is safe in a rivalry.
Lamar Slade made that catch. Barlow, with the clock moving,
Pittsburgh's got all 3 of their timeouts left, 2:37 on the clock. You talked about it, Rich. They've bottled up Lateef Grimm and Antonio Bryant. Perlo Bastine and Scooter Davis on the other side have done a nice job with both those wide receivers.
On 2nd and 4. Barlow to the 35. He will lose yardage. Chris Edmonds made the stop.
You got to do a good job at halftime. Walt Harris getting his ball club together. Again, defensively, Larry Coryer's been he knows what he's got. He's got some mismatches. He knows those mismatches. He's just got to try to make something happen in the second half. Blitz him a little bit more, bringing some pressure.
Got to get to the 43-yard line, indicated by ESPN 1st and 10, presented by AMD Alphon Processor. 3rd down and 8. Turman. Contact. No flags. I don't think that was a catchable ball.
I tell you, the problem is you're going to give Mark Bolger back the football. And he's still got 125 and 2 timeouts. They get good field position. They'll come right back after Pittsburgh's defense.
Man down at midfield.
Barrett Green, number 33, collides with Lamar Slade. Barrett Green's had a good first half on defense.
You know, Barrett Green's had a good career here in West Virginia. All Big East, leads in tackles.
7th in career tackles coming into today's game.
John Turman and Walt Harris. He's 7th on that all-time tackle list. The man that he's chasing is a guy that had a great career here as a Mountaineer back in the early 70s. He was a linebacker that set a West Virginia record. There he is. He's the defensive coordinator. Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator at West Virginia.
I'd take Barrett Green over Steve Dunlap today.
Oh, come on. Hey, his junior year, there's a look at him. He had 190 tackles, Coach, and that's the all-time record.
It's like that story about Pete Rose. Somebody asked him, what would Joe DiMaggio hit today? Joe DiMaggio hit today, and he said about 250, and he said, is that all? And he said, he's 78 years old.
I think Dunlap would requite himself quite well were he to suit up again. Bastine. West Virginia football, 16-yard line. With 1:12 left, do they sit on it or do they go up top again?
I tell you, as good as they're doing on offense, I go right after them again and just try to put another stake in the heart of the defense. Now, if you get a turnover, you still get a 35-7 lead, but not take any big chances. You throw it deep, throw some safe routes, but take a chance on those corners again. Throw it deep down the field. Or run one play, screen or draw, and see what you get on the first play. Then follow the lead. If you get good yardage, then you go after it. If you don't, kill it.
West Virginia with a pair of timeouts.
That's what they're going to do.
There's your screen. And big yardage by Cooper Rigo.
Now you go after him, Rich. Now, once you throw that safe screen or a safe draw and you pick up what they did, now you got to go after him. 1:03 on the clock.
Ramon Walker made the stop. Clock starts now on the ready for play. 398 yards. My goodness.
And counting.
That's nearly twice what Pittsburgh's giving up an entire game. Little inside reverse, and Brown is swallowed up at the 42.
Must use the timeout.
Nick Cole made the stop.
I was reading Lateef Grimm talked about the coaches. Pittsburgh mentioned about West Virginia running up the score last year, 52-14. So I'm sure they thought about that coming into this ballgame.
That's what makes the backyard brawl so much fun. 35-7, West Virginia. Three of West Virginia's finest.
Crowd control.
And they're doing a fine job of it. Actually, this crowd has been rather lively.
They have been.
Although not great in number. Bulger pumping and throwing. It is almost intercepted. Mark Ponko is out of bounds. That's one of the few poor throws we've seen Bulger make.
But that was a good defensive play by Ponko, number 14. He didn't take any pump fake and was sitting there on the up and out, or out and up. Now you're thinking 3 points. Now you want to try to get down there where you can get 3 more tacked on. 37 seconds. 1 timeout.
Five of 7 on 3rd down today. Rigo. And he'll lose yardage.
Now you're thinking locker room. Scott McGurley. Curley made the tackle. Now you just let it run out. Hope you don't have to punt. Go in and get the orange.
Which will taste rather sweet after this first half. The Pitt Panthers came in needing a win to have a shot at a bowl game. Right now, they're a long way from getting that shot. What a first half by West Virginia. 30. Those two have rotated throughout the year. Coatsy at his goal line. To the 12-yard line. Lewis Daniels makes the stop. We check in with Adrian Karsten.
Well, Rich, to finish your point, they will not rotate today, Priestley and Turman. Even if Walt Harris wanted to make the change, and he wanted to make the change to Priestley, he couldn't, just because Priestley has not recovered from that shoulder injury of a couple of weeks ago. What they miss now with Turman in the game is Priestley's knack, his ability to control the ball. So when Pitt has the wind at their back, they're going to have to throw and catch precisely. That's what I'm told. And now into the wind, I use Walt Harris's words, they're just going to have to run like hell.
You know, when Turman did throw precisely, they didn't catch the football. And he completes the pass to Lateef Grimm. And that's significant because Lateef Grimm and Antonio Bryant are two of the best receivers in the Big East Conference.
Silenced the first half. So they've got to find a way to move them around, get them the football.
Look at the combined 119 catches. Today, that's only the 2nd catch for that pair. They're both back next year. Grimm is a junior. Bryant is a true freshman. It's a 3 tight end look. And Snip Goings out across the 35 to the 39-yard line. When Pitt started well, they did it on the ground in the first half.
Yeah, you got to run the football. I think they ran for 63 yards the first half. Running the football on 21 attempts. So you've got to get balance. You've got to keep West Virginia's defense off balance.
Goings. And he's now close to midfield. Right on the sticks. Boo Sensabaugh made the stop.
And what you do at halftime, Rich, you sit down and you look at the things that have worked for you. You look at the defensive tendencies that West Virginia's doing to you. You make your adjustments. Blocking schemes, you change some. Patterns, you change some. And then you make a list of the plays you want to come out in the second half with, especially this drive right here, the best plays you've got.
Turman to the sidelines. It's caught. Grimm. And Grimm is down to the 25. Sensabaugh makes the stop.
Well, I watched Lateef Grimm on this play. He turned Perlo Bastine all around on this route. Made it look like he was going to hit the post route. Just watch his pattern. He'll make it look like it's going to be the post to the inside. Gets separation right here on Bastine. Bastine kind of lost his footing a little bit, then misses a tackle. Unfortunate. Boo Sensabaugh makes the tackle. Nice drive by Pitt.
2 catches by Grimm on this drive. Deflected, intercepted. Edmonds comes down with it.
Steve Dunlap, when you start to cross the 30-yard line, he blitzed. He brought the short side corner, but the ball was tipped up inside. John Turman trying to find a quick passing game. Ball's tipped. Intercepted by, I believe, Chris Edmonds.
Edmonds' 3rd interception this year. And the 2nd turnover by Steve Dunlap's defense. Quincy Wilson to the 22. Ramon Walker made the stop.
When you look at West Virginia and you talked about their passing yards, total yards, they had 397, but they ran for 99 yards in the first half. And Coburn was really very difficult for Pittsburgh to stop. Last year in the game, West Virginia totaled 535 yards total offense against Pittsburgh.
Straight ahead to the 22. Gerald Hayes made the stop.
Larry Coyer, the defensive coordinator for Pittsburgh, now makes his adjustments, and he's got to put more pressure on Mark Bulger and stop the running game.
Five of 8 today. Deflected and intercepted. Chiffon Allen. Allen to the 10, to the 8. And Pittsburgh forces their first turnover.
Yeah, it's a game of confidence, and now Pittsburgh playing a lot more aggressive here in the first series in the second half. Jerry Porter's the intended receiver. Ball thrown maybe a little too hard. Chifton Allen with the interception. Takes it all the way down to the 7.
And it's 1st and goal for the Panthers. Turman, flag down, caught for the touchdown. Lateef Grimm, the flag is back at the line of scrimmage.
Pass complete to number 83, Lateef Grimm. Flag on the flag.
Offsides, defense, penalty is declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
Good throw.
Nice catch. 4th touchdown for Grimm this year.
And a good call, sprint out. You figure there's going to be pressure. You sprint the quarterback around. Lateef Grimm with a good route. And Pittsburgh back in this football game.
Nick Lotz.
Number 35, Lotz will attempt the extra point.
And he just snuck it through.
This is good.
Lateef Grimm and the Pittsburgh Panthers are not dead yet. Back to Morgantown after this.
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by Acura. Cars are our passion. Engineering is our art. And by AXA Advisors. AXA Advisors, building futures.
The Panthers not out of it yet. Lateef Grimm from John Turman. 35-14.
We're talking about 3 more, baby.
It's a short kick. Wes returns. Wes Hours, who's the starting guard.
Yeah, you usually don't put a guard back there. Wes Hours, Pitt maybe thought they were picking on a weak spot there, but Wes Hours in his 6'1", 280 pounds has his moment of glory.
They got to start getting him the ball.
He may be a fullback in spring practice.
Look at that hit. That's a decleater as a running back.
Pass distribution, you see he's spraying the ball all over the field. Tight end is the key. Anthony Beck has done a nice job inside with the linebackers.
Wait, 19!
Coburn. Demetrius
22,
Rich
Avon Coburn carried the ball.
forced the play. Ryan Gonzalez finished it.
A lot of good hitting out there. I mean, this is a tough hitting football team. Wes Hours on that play, number 68, led Avon Coburn around the left side.
Wes Hours has to go back to work on offense.
Never going to handle the ball again.
Oh, come on. Coburn. First down.
22, Avon Coburn, the ball carrier.
13 more yards.
Great gain to his first half. Avon Coburn was electric for this West Virginia offense. Made a lot of Pittsburgh defenders miss. A lot of cutbacks. See the miss by Ramon Walker. And then the ability to dip that shoulder and pick up yards.
119 yards. Now for Coburn. Add to it. Coburn. Still on his feet. He's down to the 4.
Why this is important, because Pittsburgh gets a touchdown, and then you just gradually want to get back in this ball game. You can't get it all back right away, but you gradually get back. But all of a sudden, Avon Coburn is answering the touchdown by Pittsburgh with a good move to the outside. Demetrius Rich trying to bring him down, shows you his leg strength. Lower body strength.
Coburn, the top freshman runner in the country right now, 103 per game. He's at 160 right now.
Yeah, and Portis, I've had one of his ball games. He's a fine-looking freshman running back too.
Touchdown, Coburn.
Anthony Green led him right in the end zone, the fullback. You take a chance with that pooch kick. Wes Hours catches the football, brings it back to about the 40-yard line, so you have good field position, and then Avon Coburn takes over. That was a big score for West Virginia.
Jay Taylor, the Mountaineer, almost shot that ball. West Virginia, a 42-14 leads. And the Mountaineers, in their season finale, playing well. The smiles are a little brighter in Morgantown with this score.
What's up, Avon Coburn, 4 rushes, 60 yards on that drive.
It all started with this guy, return man extraordinaire, Wes Hours.
He may be a fullback. He looks like he's ran the football before, but that was good, a good, smart play by Wes Hours to get the ball, not fair catch it. He knew he had time and get up to the 40-yard line.
No way he was going to fair catch that sucker. Hank Poteet deep. Jay Taylor puts it to the back of the end zone. West Virginia up big here. We head to the studios. Chris Fowler. Chris.
Well, Russell Athletic takes us to Tempe. Arizona's version of the backyard brawl is now tied at 14 as the Sun Devils, Delvin Flowers, muscles into the corner of the end zone. We expect a lot of points there.
That ball game has bowl implications as well.
Yes, I've been in that rivalry also. That was a 1 year at Arizona. They don't like each other either.
Are there any football teams that do have affection towards each other?
No.
Okay. Turman. Look out. Ryan Brady finished him off. Second sack of the day.
There wasn't any place for John Turman to throw that football. Everybody was covered downfield.
Number 87, Antoine Lake.
Long time, but Ryan Brady finally got to John Turman. That drive by West Virginia might have been the turn out the lights drive.
Wow, that's a very early turning of the lights. Turman. Incomplete. Grimm, the intended receiver.
You're on a roll. You score a touchdown. You get them where you now start to come back in the ball game. They right down the field 60 yards, and they do the damage running the football at you.
Third down.
It's funny, you talk to head coaches around the country, as we look at Mark Bulger, who are known for passing the football. Walt Harris, Ron Turner of Illinois, Cam Cameron, who came from the NFL. They'll tell you that to win, you've got to run and defend the run first.
Well, that's how championships are made. Whether you're in pro football, college football, high school football, or biddy football, you better stop the run, and you better be able to run.
Pittsburgh has been unable to throw or run the football. Scooter Davis with a nice play. Greg DeBolt. Bastine. Lost it, and then got it back. Mike Gottfried and I will continue our tour of the state of West Virginia as we head to the MAC Championship on ESPN2. Western Michigan and number 12 Marshall and their fine quarterback Chad Pennington. 8 Eastern on Friday on ESPN2. ESPN and ESPN2, your home for Bowl Week.
I'm going back to Mobile, Alabama tonight, but I understand you're going to stay in West Virginia all week. And
yes.
I'm looking forward to see Chad Pennington throw the football next Friday.
Mark Bulger. He's having fun throwing the football today. Corey Ivy, the catch.
Good mix. The last drive, you run the ball down the field with Coburn. Now you turn it over to Mark Bulger, figuring the linebacker's going to creep a little closer to stop the running game.
The teacher and the student. Walt Harris trying to straighten things out. Mark Bulger learned that lesson a long time ago. And that one interception should have been a completion. It was a deflected ball. Bulger. Nice play. Flag down. Hank Poteet made what looked like a great defensive play.
Yeah, I thought it was a good play, but he may have had his right hand on the back. But I thought he really defended that football well. Hank Poteet's a nice-looking cornerback. Good play fake. In the shadows, I don't know. He may have been able to detect something I didn't. But see where his right hand is. Nah, he did grab his right shoulder. So I'd say it's a good call. Jerry Porter was the intended receiver. Hank picks up a penalty.
Jerry knows all about that. He started 12 games at safety last year. Coburn bounces out and then goes down at the 20. Damon Gibson made the stop.
Well, the last drive, he ran the football on every play. Powers set him up. This was his first run. Missed tackles, breaks the outside on the second run. Almost got in the end zone, then he powered it in.
It looks like 2 Panthers are down.
Official time.
Brian Beinecke is number 15. Julian Graham is number 45. And while the training staff looks at him, we'll step aside. 42-14 West Virginia. West Virginia on top of Pittsburgh, much to the delight of this Mountaineer Field crowd. Mark Bulger and Avon Coburn both having exceptional days. Coburn inside the 10, first down, West Virginia.
And Rich, he's made most of his hay on the right side of the line. Behind Rick Gillen, Tanner Russell, Anthony Beck to find tight end. Up inside the right side. And here's a graphic. See what he does to the left side. Only 4 attempts, 4 yards, but everything the middle to the right side he's been successful on.
First and goal. To the 8. Brian Knight, the tackle.
Just looking at that play, Pittsburgh's really ganging up on Coburn right now. Now's probably a time where you fake the ball to Coburn and roll out Mark Bulger outside, away from the way Avon Coburn's going to go.
This Pittsburgh defense has played well tail end of this year, but not today. Here comes a blitz. Quick throw to Beck, and it's incomplete. Flags down.
Yeah, without a doubt, Nick Cole, the linebacker, had a hold of Anthony Beck. And that'll be holding in the secondary. Or interference, however you want to call it. Bulger's smart. He knows what he's got. Right here's the hold.
Pass interference against the defense. Spot foul, automatic, first and goal.
Nothing is going right for the defense.
And the Panthers have to burn a timeout.
Too many men on the field, and I think they tried to get somebody off late to timeout.
We'll burn one as well. 6.5 minutes left. Third quarter, 42-14. 42-14, West Virginia on top of Pittsburgh. And the Mountaineers aren't done yet. Coburn. Coburn, touchdown.
Great block by the fullback. Anthony Green had pressure off the corner. He sets the whole touchdown off with a good block on Beinecke.
The season might be a disappointment for Don Nehlen and his fans, but the future is very bright. Avon Coburn is a redshirt freshman.
Watch this block by the fullback, Green. Sets it everything up. Pittsburgh's in good shape. Avon cuts back, fumbles the ball, but I believe he got across the goal line before. Coughed it up, but it's a touchdown in the books.
Right around the same area that Amos Zaraway came from.
He may end up with 200 yards rushing today.
Down below is Adrian Karsten.
Rich, who's the great running back for the Mountaineers? Avon? Amos? Who? This, of course, is Amos Zaraway, who is now active with the Pittsburgh Steelers. As the Bengals tomorrow made the 76-mile drive over here to see the game today. You ran for about that much when you were here, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's always good to come back and see the boys play, especially against Pitt. And for us to be winning like this, it feels good. I have a lot to talk about when I get back to Pittsburgh.
Have you had a chance to talk to Avon?
No, I'm going to get the chance to do that right now as soon as I get off the air.
I guess. What makes him so good?
Well, he's a tough running back. He doesn't shy away from the hits, and he runs hard. And he has good cuts. He's elusive, and he has all the tools. So with time, he's going to shatter all my records.
Bit of a homecoming for Amos. Thanks for taking the time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Okay, Rick.
Hey, what's up,
In other words, Adrian, he's just like Amos. Because Amos, he was all of those things and more.
Amos better enjoy the records. He's going to lose them.
Poteet at the 2 for the 25-yard line. Time now for the Kelly Springfield storyline. I'm not sure I can summarize everything we've seen today. Coburn is up over 170 now. He's at 178. Mark Bulger enjoying another great game at the expense of the school that he grew up next to. And just look at the total yardage.
Last year, 535 yards. They look like they're going to pass that.
Turman caught on the sidelines. Latif Grimm the catch. Chris Fowler.
Rich, the offense is getting cranked up in Atlanta, but watch Joe Hamilton on a bootleg. Headed for the goal line, but Larry Mann of Georgia rocks him. Hamilton a little bit shaken up, but the Jackets found the end zone on the very next play. Sean Gregory busted in, 24-17, Georgia Tech. Back to Morgantown.
Joe Hamilton will be on my Heisman ballot.
He'll probably be second in the Heisman.
He's penciled in right there to the 45-yard line. Goings.
He's had a great year.
One of the things that people don't realize about Hamilton at Georgia Tech, his offense is a passing offense, even though he does run option. And the passing offense is a pro-style passing attack. So I think the jump from Georgia Tech to the next level will be easier for Hamilton than most people think.
He benefits from the option package, Joe, because he limits secondary coverages of what he's going to see every week. Because everybody's afraid of playing man coverage against an option team. So his system really helps him.
It's a hybrid we didn't see 5-6 years ago in college football. The spread option with a spread passing attack. You see teams like Minnesota run it. Georgia Tech run it.
You got to find a trigger man that can run the option and be a running threat, but also throw the football in a drop back scheme.
The 2As, Amos and Avon. We compared early Coburn to Zaraway in their freshman seasons. And we told you Coburn was on pace to get to Amos. And after 222 runs, he's passed him.
He's going to pass him a few more yards today, a few more carries. Amos heading back to Pittsburgh. He must have a curfew today. Big Bengals are coming to town. Got to be back at the team hotel by 6 p.m. So,
yes, you don't want to miss bed check, as a few NFL players have found out.
What he doesn't want to miss is supper.
And the movie. Though as a rookie, you rarely get to choose the movie. Turman goes down at the 45. Greg Robinette made the stop.
Been a very good effort by West Virginia's defense. Gave up a lot of yards, especially the teams running the football, but have done a nice job in this game.
Pittsburgh has to get to the 44-yard line, indicated by ESPN 1st and 10, presented by AMD, Athlon Processor. Turman doesn't quite get to that 1st and 10 line. Lateef Grimm made the stop.
I like that yellow line on the field, showing you where they have to go to.
There it is, magically appearing. Actually, it's more hard work than magic. A little bit of both. Across the yellow line. That would be a first down.
Turman's pass.
Lamar Slade made the catch.
Complete to
Someday they'll have that yellow line on the field where the folks in the seats can see it as well.
Scooter Davis has the hit first down.
Someday.
How will they do that?
I don't know. I don't even know how they do this. But it looks good. From the West Virginia 36, Turman. Standing tall, going deep. It is dropped. The freshman Lamar Slade. Second down.
Ethan Weidel, the left tackle, number 61. Smart play on his part. He sees the blitz coming from the outside. He picks up the short side corner, blocks him, gives John Turman the chance to try to find Lamar Slade in the back of the end zone against Boo Sensenball, but he dropped the ball. And I just talked about my man Ethan Weidel, and he moved.
Nice job.
Offense, 5 yards, remains second down.
And when you're that big and you move, everybody's going to see it.
Yeah, and people will, I think you'll be successful in that chosen field.
Second and 15 at the
Administrative
41.
justice. Second and long. Goings. Flag down. Goings down. Close to the first down.
Flag on the play. Stop made by number 19, Boo Sensenball.
Chop block.
Walt Harris in his first year went to a bowl game. It's a very different team this
Illegal
year
block, below the waist, offense.
as opposed
15
to
yards,
that year.
assessed from the spot of the
I
foul.
think Pittsburgh really
Remains
overachieved in
second
his
down.
first year when they went to that Liberty Bowl. Last year they were 2-9. This year at 5-5 going into this one, and it does not look like a postseason game this year. Three seconds on the play clock.
It'll be movement again.
False start, offense, 5 yards, remains second down.
Antonio Bryant, number 80, has been silent today. He's had a great year as a freshman.
by Grimm. And Grimm to the 39.
Great catch.
Complete to number 83.
Snatched it out of the air. Good hands.
Stop on the play made by number
Junior
38,
receiver.
Casey Schiller.
Walt Harris said he's taking his game to the next level.
All of these skill people on offense are back for Pittsburgh. And Grimm setting a Big East record today.
Two pretty good players. He's fast.
Turman. Incomplete. Bastine on the coverage of Lamar Slade.
Intended for number 86, Lamar Slade.
Forced him up inside the pocket on the move. He doesn't look to me like he's comfortable throwing the football. Got to go for it here.
Incomplete, no flags. And West Virginia will take over.
Richard Bryant, backup corner, number 2, made the play on Lateef Grimm.
Nice to see the crowd has come around.
Gave him an early boo, but they're back.
And that wasn't for Sensabaugh either. For Walt Harris and his junior quarterback, it's been a long day. Coburn to the 30. That puts him over 200 yards.
So quick, hitting the hole and into the secondary, and since he gained over 200 yards, you got to give credit to that offensive line. Dave McMichael may be one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. His offensive line opened a gaping hole for Coburn.
John Connie, the center. That's 210 now for Coburn.
Talk about Connie, Matt Wilson, Wes Ars, Rick Gilliam, Tanner Russell, Anthony Becht. They have opened up many holes today.
And don't forget the fullback, Anthony Green.
Oh, without a doubt, he's made some big blocks to spring Avon Coburn. And even the wide receivers have done a nice job on the outside block. Everybody's blocked but Mark Bolger. He doesn't need to.
No, he's got a broken hand. Ivy, the 23.
Nice tackle by Ramon Walker, free safety. He's out of Akron Buchtel High School, and it's where Babe Flossie used to coach in the high school ranks, and his son took over there. He's a safety in high school, and a lot of teams looked at him, but they don't like to recruit safeties. They like to recruit corners that can cover and then move them to free safety. And West Virginia looked at Ramon Walker, but they were not recruiting safeties.
They'll look at him again for the next 3 years. Jerry Porter to the 15. Speaking of looked at, I think Jerry Porter is a guy that, by this change from defense to offense, has put himself in a position to, I think, succeed in the NFL, because a big receiver right now, and he's 6'3", 215, is a premium in the National Football League.
You're right, Rich, and he understands the passing game. He was a high school quarterback recruited out of high school, out of Coolidge High School in Washington, D.C., and he's been all around the block. He's a quarterback, then he was a safety, wide receiver, so he understands both sides of the ball.
Dropped by Ivy.
Mark Bolger's pass intended.
What happened on the last play? Mark Bolger sees the cushion by Demetrius Rich, number 8, the freshman. So he makes a check off at the line of scrimmage. Fullback moves up, so he's able to block anybody coming off the corners. Watch the fullback move up, or the tailback. That's Coburn. So now he can block up inside if anybody comes, and there's the quick throw on the outside to Corey Ivy. Just couldn't handle it.
Bulger. Becht. Short of the first down, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. For this West Virginia Mountaineer team, there may not be a postseason, but what a finish it has been so far to the regular season. The Mountaineers over their backyard rivals in a big way. "15 minutes left in this one, but West Virginia has finished the deal. This being a backyard brawl, though, they'd like to add to it. Bulger. Incomplete. Ivy, the intended receiver.
He missed in the back of the end zone. Asageda. He was open just for a fraction of a second.
Bulger hasn't missed much today.
No. He has done very well.
I think he's a guy that the NFL is going to look at very carefully. He's a big guy,
Field goal.
6'3". He's pretty mobile and throws it.
Good.
26 yards.
Jay Taylor adds 3 more. John Nealon and the Mountaineers on top. The Mountie may have to go back to the hills and get more powder.
I don't think he's out.
Well, he
comes prepared.
He had a lot left over from the season because at 3-7 it had been a long year.
Push-ups are going to be a little tougher. Not only do you have to shoot the gun, you got to do push-ups. They ask a lot of the Mountaineer.
Where's Adrian in this line?
He's at the hot dog stand.
I'm right here, but I'm not going to get involved in this. Not at all. I've done this previously in my career. What I'd like to do, though, Rich and Mike, is sign the Get Well card, hand it off to the rest of our crew and all of our college football fans, and address it to Ron Franklin in Austin, Texas, and his wife, Bonnie. Right now, Ron is suffering some serious, major back problems. Ron, all our best to you. And a personal note from Coach Don Nealon, who has been here 20 years, and in conversation with him yesterday, I said, Coach, what has changed the most for you here in 20 years? He says, you know what? And you can tell Ron this, my back hurts now. Get well, Ron.
Yeah, hurry back. Your shoes are a lot too big for me. Don Nealon.
He had a back problem, Don Nealon, and he was telling me about it yesterday.
Coaching to the 23. On Tuesday, college basketball's top 2 conferences, the ACC Big Ten Challenge on ESPN at 7 Eastern. Wisconsin and Wake Forest. Then number 15 and number 16, Duke and Illinois. Then on ESPN2, a half hour later at 7:30 Eastern, number 22, Maryland and Iowa. And then Dan Munson in Minnesota against Virginia. 4 more games on Wednesday. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network, go.com. To the 26. This has been a trying year for Don Nealon, and it started in the offseason when his grandson, Tyler, was involved in an accident with a motorbike of sorts, and he's the son of Jeff Hofstetler. Jeff and Vicky, their son Tyler, 8 years of age. They thought he was paralyzed after the accident, but through rehab and the effort of that little 8-year-old, he is back on his feet and doing well. Nealon, when I had him for his first game against East Carolina, spoke very emotionally about the offseason and the perspective that accident and his little grandson gave to this game of college football.
Done a good job here.
Incomplete. Grimm was the intended receiver.
You were talking about the basketball games, and West Virginia's basketball team has to play everything on the road this year. So Gail Catlett, who's done a marvelous job here as the basketball coach, playing in Charleston and Wheeling and Fairmont and all over the state this year while their arena gets fixed.
It's not that they're getting a new arena, although they probably will eventually. Asbestos in the old arena. They can't go in the place. In a tough conference, that's a tall order. Antonio Brown to the 33. Ben Kopp made the stop.
Number 93, Ben Kopp. Flag on the flag.
Flag down. Personal foul against West Virginia. Speaking of bowl season,
personal foul
in Mobile, Alabama, they are about to have the inaugural Mobile, Alabama Bowl. And Mike Godfrey, you're involved in the execution and the the startup on that game, and I was surprised to find that you weren't wearing an orange blazer and passing out brochures.
No, don't do that.
Like those other bowl guys.
The mayor of Mobile, Mike Dow, wants a bowl game in Mobile, and there's one there this year. East Carolina versus TCU, and it'll be great. Fans are excited about it in Mobile.
You know, one way to assure success of a bowl game is to shower the television announcers with many fine parting gifts when they get to Mobile.
You better believe it. And you will not be treated like you've been treated in Mobile.
Well,
and you can tell everybody about it. You and Rodney Gilmore and Don McPherson and the whole ESPN group.
I'm anxious to see East Carolina.
Art Bolger's leaving the field. And the tight end, Anthony Beck. That's the way to go out when you're a senior.
59 career touchdown passes, 4 of them coming today. Quincy Wilson on the carry to the 23-yard line. Let's head to the studios. Chris Fowler. Chris?
Well, guys, Arizona and ASU playing for a bowl bid. Mike, it's not in Mobile. It'll be out in Hawaii. The winner is eligible. And here's Delvin Flowers breaking out of the pack. The story today, not J.R. Redmond, but Flowers. And the Sun Devils have just jumped in front by a touchdown. Still at halftime in Atlanta, Joe Hamilton and the Jackets a touchdown lead over the Dogs. Back to you guys.
Quincy Carter, statistically, is having a good game in that Georgia game.
He may belong on those Heisman ballots as well. Brad Lewis to the 25-yard line. Nigel Neal made the stop.
Brad Lewis has been an interesting story for West Virginia also, because when Bolger got hurt, they weren't sure about Brad Lewis, because in spring practice, really early fall practice, they thought he'd be the third-team quarterback, but he really delivered for them. They say they can win with Brad Lewis at quarterback, and so you get a lot of valuable time for your understudy this season.
With the injuries, you're right. He led that comeback, that near comeback against Virginia Tech. Just knocked out of bounds. Sensabaugh knocked him out. 69 yards on the return.
Showed a lot of wheels there. Hank Poteet hit a nice seam up the middle. Blocked very well by the Pitt Panthers. Now he just hits it, sets up the blockers, finally gets tackled by Sensenball. Good effort by Sensenball. Saved the touchdown. This is the score right now, 52-14, same score last year, right? It's going to change here in a second, but
Bolger had a big day in that one as well. He threw 6 touchdowns in that one. The rugby scrum doesn't get over the line in time. It's
that
to the
used to be
1-yard
a
line.
penalty when the lineman would try to help a back get in the end zone by blocking the pile, blocking the running back in the back. Good surge by the Pitt offensive line.
Walt Harris.
Proud program, Rich, the Pitt Panthers. A lot of success in the past, a lot of great fans.
Going. Sensabaugh hit him and he's short of the end zone. As a former Pitt Panther head coach, what do you think about their move now to the new NFL stadium?
Well, not so sure about that move. And because if you told Miami, Florida, that you'd build them a stadium on campus, they'd take it in a minute. I think a stadium on campus is what college football is all about. But they know their situation a lot better.
Nick Goings. Goings in, touchdown Pittsburgh. Brian Anderson, the freshman guard out of Philadelphia, led the way. And Nick Lotz is on for the point. Which is good. Pittsburgh on the board again. But West Virginia up big.
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com, and by Circuit City, answers in every department, low prices all over the store.
Nick Goings and the Panthers down to West Virginia, 52-21.
Don't kick the ball to West ours. He'll return it.
Look at West.
Don't kick him the ball.
He even put Stickum on his gloves.
Then kicking away from him.
See that? A guy, well, it hit the official. That stays in bounds.
Hit his foot.
Daniels had to return it. That's what happens when you've got an impact player like ours out there.
Yep, they make sure they go away from him.
He's having as much fun with it as we are.
And he gets a great
look at
block.
Wes. He may be our player of the game.
Wes has done it all.
Junior out of Rawlings, Maryland.
Shows a lot about this character of the team, though. They could have folded their 10th. They had to wait an extra week to play this game. They were here on Thanksgiving when the students were going home. Pittsburgh was playing for a bowl. This was their bowl game.
Rigo.
Number 39, Quincy Wilson.
Scott McCurley made the stop. Rather, Wilson with the carry.
And I'm not sure the coaches really knew what was going to happen in this ball game. They watched as the players gathered every day and no one around campus and all the other students going home for the holidays and nothing to play for, but they rallied today to get a great performance. And Walt Harris on the other side, he's on the right track. His team's played hard all year, and it's got to be disappointing for him because they had possibly had a bowl bid if they could have won this football game, but they're making strides.
Bang. McCurley with another big hit. Third year a charm for a lot of coaches around the country, especially in the Big Ten Conference. Glenn Mason at Minnesota and Ron Turner at Illinois, both headed to a bowl game.
Back to the 5-yard line.
Cam Cameron in his third year at Indiana came close. They have a good team, and I think they're headed in the right direction. They lost a couple of heartbreakers this year.
That may have been the toughest football league this year, the Big Ten.
I would agree with you. Lewis got it away. Sean Burton.
Brad Lewis's pass. Complete to number 81.
A nifty move by Lewis, just getting the ball out to his tight end, who was a escape valve for him. Burton, 81, sets up the punt, gives him a punter a little more yardage.
He'll be the man next year, Brad Lewis will. He'll be a junior.
And he got a lot of good, valuable experience this year.
Fazzolari just 2 punts today.
OT may bring this one back too, like he did the last one.
69 yards his last return, though not for a touchdown. Almost got it. Hank will fair catch it.
I'm sorry.
35 yards on the kick. Tonight on ESPN, Mountain West football, Wyoming and San Diego State. The Pokes are 7-3, and if Jay Stoner can get them a win tonight, they'll head to a bowl, and they'll get a share of the Mountain West Conference. ESPN, your home for bowl week.
Do you know about Wyoming? Now, I know they're going to be bowl eligible, but they only have 2 bids out there between BYU, Wyoming, Colorado State, Utah,
to the 38-yard line.
and Air Force.
And
5 teams.
And I think it's not because of the level of play in the Mountain West. It's because they're brand new. They haven't had a chance to line up those invitations.
Well, you look at this. Louisiana Tech 8-3, no place to go. And there's one bowl. Motor City Bowl's left out there. Utah. Georgia, really, SEC, unless they get 2 teams in the BCS, there may be 1 team, Ole Miss or Georgia, that doesn't go. Same thing with the Big 12, Texas Tech and Colorado.
Turman. Down he goes. Does this loss by Pittsburgh put Syracuse in?
Yeah, they're going to be in the Music City Bowl. The fourth spot. They'll play probably Kentucky. The Music City Bowl.
John Dalen is not used to being home around New Year's, but this year he will be. His team will finish at 4-7.
Third down.
Got to get out to the 33-yard line. Indicated by ESPN 1st and 10, presented by AMD Athlon Processor. And that one is going nowhere near the ESPN 1st and 10.
On the 5th pitch option.
Rich, you're right about the Mountain West, though. Once they grow and get some more bids out there, that's a league with a lot of good football teams.
That conference, those 8 schools, knew they would pay the price by downsizing and going to 8 teams. They knew they would lose all of their bowl opportunities, but I kind of like that move. I think the Mountain West will allow itself and those schools to get bigger and better by going down to 8 teams.
How about this, though? Carl Benson, credit him, the former commissioner and the commissioner of the WAC. They get 3 bids. The Mountain West gets 2. So the WAC doing all right for themselves.
Touchdown City, a very happy place today. West Virginia, a big lead for true freshman Gerald Hayes. A long afternoon. Quincy Wilson. Quincy Wilson to the 43-yard line. Hank Poteet made the stop.
Not enough footballs to go around here if you're a running back. Quincy Wilson's a freshman. I'd say they're going to get over their 535 total offense last year's game.
I'd say you're...
It's a good hunch, huh?
Yeah.
580 right now.
I knew you'd be right.
Add to it.
A.J. Nastasi from Brad Lewis.
A.J. Nastasi. His brother played at Penn State. He wore number 21, so he couldn't get 21 here, so he reversed it. He got 12. Brad Lewis getting a lot of good playing experience. And there's our Wes.
That's our guy.
He's made many blocks in today's game. Tough blocks.
Maybe we could invite Wes to the Mobile, Alabama
let's
Bowl.
go ahead. There's a blocker of the year.
It's a 52-20. It's called the Backyard Brawl for good reason. These two teams play with a lot of emotion.
Ooh.
This is a long time rivalry. The 92nd meeting between Pittsburgh and West Virginia. Wilson.
Number 39, Quincy Wilson carrying the ball.
To the 22. Nick Cole made the stop.
Initial stop.
Mark Bolger. His career completion percentage, 61%.
Third and about 3.
59 touchdowns, 34 interceptions. A school record 59 touchdowns. Never thought he'd start. He was just happy to make the team, and then suddenly found himself as the guy.
Light bulb went on, and he knew that then once he saw the competition and he learned the offense that he could be a starter.
Fumble. And Pittsburgh has it.
39, Quincy Wilson carrying the ball.
Seth Hornack recovers the ball.
A personal foul on Pittsburgh, I believe, and in the secondary.
Recovering for the Panthers.
They probably will get the football, but back it up a ways. That's what they're talking about.
After the fumble was recovered, we have a dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Pittsburgh. The penalty is half the distance to the goal line, 1st and 10.
3:40 left in this one. We'll step aside with West Virginia in control. 52-21. Matt O'Connor takes over at quarterback for Pittsburgh. And O'Connor is caught and dropped by Jason Davis. That's the 5th sack of the day.
And give Steve Dunlap the credit today, the defensive coordinator. His defense has had some solid efforts all year, but boy, they rose to the occasion today.
Dunlap loses his entire secondary, but he's got 3 of his 4 linebackers coming back. Draw play to Goings. Dunlap in his 9th year as defensive coordinator, 16th year here at West Virginia.
A lot of zone blitzes out of West Virginia today. They may have confused the Pitt quarterbacks.
To the 12. One reason I think West Virginia will be back is Don Nehlen, himself a veteran, has a veteran coaching staff. And this coaching staff has been in a situation where they dipped for a year and come right back the next.
Good staff. Dan Semro, we talked about the offensive game plan for West Virginia was outstanding today. So I agree with you. I think they've got a fine football staff.
Sometimes when you've got a young staff, if you have a season like this, they'll make wholesale changes, both personnel-wise and philosophically. Antonio Brown to the 34. Tuesday and Wednesday, the first ever ACC Big Ten Challenge, all 9 games on ESPN, ESPN2 and ESPN Regional. You can log on to ESPN.com, play the ACC Big Ten Challenge, pick the 9 winners for a chance to win a trip to this season's ACC or Big Ten Conference tournaments. ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com. Mark Plants, straight ahead. Our AXA Equitable players of the game. I can't believe Wes Hours isn't there.
Well, he's ours.
Okay, nice. Latif Grimm, 7 catches, 100 yards for Pittsburgh. And how about Mark Bulger ending his career on a big-time up note? Avon Coburn, over 200 yards himself. Class kid. And certainly we wish him success at the next level.
Great career here at West Virginia, coming to an end. The right way for him.
Plants.
Ryan Smith. Again, we want to thank you for attending today's game.
And a big win for Don Nealon. Coburn, just a freshman. Even Wes Hours is back next year. He's a junior.
Can't wait for Wes to play another game.
We gotta do it for real.
Now you go in both teams. They go into the winter program and you recruit, restock your team.
Quincy Wilson. And Wilson.
Number 39, Quincy Wilson.
Out of bounds at the 44. And Nealon gets a little ice water.